between sugar cookies, gingerbread cookies, oatmeal raisin, or even coconut macaroons, I think it's pretty safe to say that everyone in this room has had maybe one of those types of cookies, or at least any kind of cookie before. You may even have a favorite or a least favorite, regardless of whether or not it's on the list I just said. But I think we can all agree that the cookie you can never go wrong with is the classic chocolate chip. In my speech today, I'm going to be demonstrating for you how to make my own recipe of chocolate chip cookies. In this speech, we will go over the materials needed for chocolate chip cookies, how to make chocolate chip cookies, and finally, the benefits of baking and cookies. Now, I know that might sound like a lot, but before you have a mental breakdown about it, my cookie recipe is super simple, and it only contains 9 ingredients, which are 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of butter or shortening, 2 large eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Then it contains 2 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of dark chocolate chips. I prefer dark chocolate, but you can really use any kind you want. And then you're going to need a large bowl, a large spoon, and a nonstick baking sheet. Then you're going to want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. If you needed any proof that these recipes make for the best cookies, according to aheadoftime.com and verybestbaking.com, some of the most popular cookie recipes in the country contain similar, if not the same, ingredients and similar measurements and portion sizes. Now that we have all our ingredients ready, let's get into how to make chocolate chip cookies. The first thing you're going to want to do to make the dough is to mix together both your sugars and your shortening or your butter until it's all one color and smoothly blended together. Then you're going to want to mix together your eggs, vanilla, salt, and baking soda and add it into your mixture and then blend all that together until it's all smooth. Then you're going to want to fold in your flour and your chocolate chips until your cookie dough looks something like this. Now that you have your cookie dough, you could really just stop right there and eat it like that, which is what I prefer to do because I think cookie dough is the best creation known to man. But if you wanted to follow the recipe, you would use just a regular kitchen spoon to scoop out and divide out about half the dough along your baking sheet and then bake it for about 8 to 10 minutes. A lot of people say that eating raw cookie dough is not good for you because the eggs can make you sick, but according to spoonuniversity.com, that's actually not so much true anymore because only about 1 in every 20,000 eggs contains salmonella, and if you use pasteurized eggs, that number is even less likely to make you sick. Plus, the likelihood of getting salmonella from raw eggs decreases exponentially every year. Keep in mind, if you are going to make this recipe, that the portions I showed you are doubled in size because I have a really big family who really likes to eat the raw cookie dough before I can even put it in the oven. But some of you might not have that problem, so you would want to divide it in half. It should make about 2 batches if you use the measurements I showed you. Now that we know how to make our cookies, let's move on to why baking is beneficial. Baking is beneficial for stress relief because it keeps you focused and engages all 5 of your senses and creativity, and it provides a therapeutic experience for your brain. It can help you be present in the moment and less focused on stressors from your past or your future, all while giving you a task to do so that you can feel successful with yourself. According to kaiserpermanent.org, 4 ways that baking can improve your mental health are 1, taking time for yourself, 2, inspiring creativity, 3, recreating happy memories, and 4, sharing joy and creativity with others. Oh, looks like our cookies are about done. So let's recap what we talked about in today's speech. First, we talked about the materials you're going to need to make chocolate chip cookies. Then we discussed how to make chocolate chip cookies. And lastly, we discussed the benefits of baking. Hopefully, through my speech, you've been inspired to go home and maybe make yourself a batch of chocolate chip cookies, whether that be by my recipe or your own. Bon appetit.